What's approaching the supreme moment? Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? So a lot of you guys had requested the stacking effect or KAIOKEN mechanic with the Intelligence Ultimate Gohan. So we're gonna go ahead and see, how high his attack will actually go. Now, again, with the same format, we're gonna start off with the base, which is what you're seeing right now, which is the normal super attack, attack levels. And then over time, you're going to see that steadily increase to the point where it gets a little bit ridiculous. Again, I want to clearly state this is a very unrealistic setting. It's more or less a testing / experiment. So you're never going to see the damage output levels that you're going to see toward the end of this video. But it's always fun to see how high it can actually go. And honestly, it's infinite. And the more times you go about it, the higher it's going to continue to climb. But we'll just kind of give you kind of like a brief summary, and we'll go through at least 50 or 60 turns, and you'll see the increases up to that point. So this guy did get a pretty big increase or improvement with the Extreme Z Awaken. So we'll cover the stats real quick while the video is playing. Leader skill, he now has the Intelligence type +3 key HP attack and defense 70% up, similar to all the other EZA units. The super attack will now cause greatly raises attack and also causes immense damage to enemies, so improve from supreme to immense. So with the ability to greatly raise attack with each super attack, it's also going to cause immense damage. With the passive skill, key +5 attack increase of 80% and defense increase of 40% when key is 7 or more. So instead of a flat boost of 10,000 as it was previously, it's now a percentage based of 80% toward attack, as well as an additional 40% for defense. Link skills, he's got Saiyan Warrior Race, that's 700 increased attack. Saiyan Lineage, that's +1 key. Infighter, 10% increased attack, and then enemy defense minus 10%. Shocking Speed will add +2 key. Power bestowed by God, 2,500 increased attack when SA is launched, and then Fierce Battle will be 15% increased attack. It'll be under 2 categories, Hybrid Saiyans and Majin Buu Saga. The only drawback to this unit is he can't be really ran on a Hybrid Saiyans team because the strength version is the category lead for that. So for this purpose, video's purpose, it is on the Super type team with the new transforming Super Saiyan Goku as both leads. So, pretty much ideal in terms of the types of units you want to bring in as supporting type roles, like you see Tech Vegito, as well as the Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan. Both of them provide pretty big boosts toward attack for the allies. One is 30%, the other is 35%. So you can see, the meter is already up there, and it climbs to about 4.36 million, I believe. I didn't keep track of how many of the super attacks or, turns that had passed at this point, but it is a pretty crazy amount. So it looks to be about 3.2 million right now, and then it'll obviously fluctuate once that super attack, actually activates. So climbing to about 6.1 million right now, and with the critical about 11.5 million. And this is a pretty ideal rotation here with both units, supporting him through the passive skills. So I think the craziest part about all this is not only the super attack levels, but also when he gets an additional attack with pretty much a normal attack, you're still looking at, a couple of millions in damage, which is pretty insane. And you see quite a bit of a difference between this guy and the other two units in the rotation. I mean, that pretty much gives you a perspective on how much of an increase you'll actually see over the course of time. And fortunately, Zamasu will recover HP during this battle, so you don't really have to worry about the HP bar completely depleting. Although it can come close depending on what type of team you run. So continuing to improve, I think that one was about, rounded up 14 million, so pretty ridiculous numbers. Eventually, Dokkan is, gonna get to the point where you're gonna see normal, super attacks at that level. Probably if they continue, increasing the percentages for leader skills and whatnot. I mean, 200% increase to stats is eventually gonna happen. We're getting pretty close with the newest LR Goku and Frieza at 177% for the Universe 7 Fighters category. So yeah, we're quickly approaching the big 200% mark, and yeah, it'll be curious to see which unit will actually have that leader skill. So now it's climbing up to about 7.4 million, which is pretty much LR status at this point, and then hitting for 14 million. Additional attack for another super, and obviously this is very unrealistic because in a real battle you'll never see these types of damage output from this guy. But again, it's always fun to see this. It actually broke the 8 million mark now. So without criticals, you're looking at about 9 million at this point, and then with the criticals, anywhere from 13 to 14 million. So quite a bit of difference comparing the 500,000-ish damage output from this Vegito versus the Ultimate Gohan unit, which is about 7 million right now with this rotation. So you do tend to see a little bit of fluctuations here and there for Ultimate Gohan's output, and it could also be factored in because the Tech Vegito, as part of his super attack, or their super attack, will increase allies' attack by 25% for one turn. So if Vegito gets a super first, you're looking at 25% increase for Ultimate Gohan's attack on top of his stacking ability, and on top of, the 35% that Gohan is providing as well. The physical type version. Pairs up pretty well with, Vegito and Ultimate Gohan pair up pretty well in terms of attack and defense increase of 30% from Vegito, as well as that 25% from the super attack, and then Gohan has the ability to increase attack of 80% as well as defense of 40%. So even in a real battle setting, these guys could certainly be paired up, and they'll complement each other in a way. So hit the 15 million mark there with the critical. Yeah, definitely, you know, it's a substantial amount, and it'll obviously continue to climb the more super attacks that Ultimate Gohan gets. But the supreme and immense damage improvement definitely does make quite a difference now, as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know. It'll be quite curious to see when Global actually gets the EZA for this Gohan. I think it's one of the newer EZAs out of the group. So, you know, in terms of timing, I have no idea when it'll translate over to Global. So the 1 million critical with Vegito is actually pretty impressive, but it's a little bit, it'll look underwhelming compared to this guy's output now, which is the crazy part. I mean, over the course of time, you could definitely keep going with this, depending on how much Rose is affected. But, you know, the more times you do it, certainly you could see like 20 million, 30 million super attacks with the Ultimate Gohan. I mean, the increase itself is infinite. It's just a matter of, you know, keeping Rose alive and not, you know, not having him deplete his HP, which can be a problem. So the 25% from just Vegito's super attack, as well as the having the other Super Saiyan 2 Gohan unit in the rotation, definitely does make a difference, and hence why you're seeing a different output based on the individual rotations that come up throughout the video. And for the LR Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, they provide the ability to reduce the extreme type enemies defense by 70%, so that certainly does apply as well in terms of the total output for Ultimate Gohan. But in summary, this is pretty much how much of an increase you'll actually see with the stack effect. I know a lot of people have requested this, so, you know, hopefully you enjoyed it.